from Toy Fair. We want to get back to our coverage of the Kenner Real Ghostbusters line. Picking up where we left off, we finished Wave 1. Now we are moving on to Wave 1 and 2. We're going to do a little in-between, and that is going to be the role-play items. So in Wave 1, as you can see here on the card back, we had one role-play item, and that was the Ghost Zapper. The Ghost Zapper, as you can see, just has the logos on both sides. There's a little trigger here. What this basically was a projection unit. It could project a series of images off a disc onto the wall, and it had a little button here to adjust a sound for zapping. So it could go from a low to a very high noise. Or you could just gently squeeze the trigger and make the light come out without making any kind of zapping sound. There was also a little button on the bottom to make the image pop or jump or make it create like a movement. And then the focusing knob here, you just forward and back depending on how far away you were from the projecting surface. And that was it. But then again, it continued into Wave 4. And in Wave 4, there was a mail-away offer. It looks something like this here. Not a lot of people did it, which explains why it's incredibly rare and incredibly hard to find this disc. I've only seen 2 on eBay in the past like 2 years. I haven't looked beyond that. So it is extremely rare to see it because not a lot of people actually did the mail away, I guess, or they didn't hold on to the disc or something. I mean, it's pretty solid, these discs. I mean, they're pretty solidly constructed. So I don't think that they broke easily, but people probably either lost it or just never got it. So it's really hard to find. Fortunately, we do have disc 2. We are going to show you guys disc 1 and 2, so you get a full demo. So you get the rare chance of seeing what disc 2 actually looks like. So there's some fun ones in there from the show. And that is essentially your Wave 1 roleplay item, the Ghost Zapper. Wave 2, as you can see on the card back here, was sort of the transition line because you got some of the Wave 1s reissued in Wave 2. So in Wave 2, you got the Ghost Popper. The Ghost Popper here also has the logo on both sides. This is more of like a Nerf blaster. You can see the gun would come back. You can see the little sticker on the inside. It shows you the power level here. And then it would expend forward and make them pop. Now, this foam has deteriorated over time, so you can't get a really good air seal like you used to be able to. But it would launch pretty well. I want to say up to 10 feet. But you got 3 reserve rounds that laid flat here in the top, in addition to the 1 round it came with. It had 2 targets on the back. It had a Slimer and a Stay Puft. And that was it. I mean, it was a pretty fun little roleplay accessory. They remade it in 2021 in blue, I believe. And they stood up vertical instead of horizontal on the new one. There were more rounds in there. But it still had the targets in the back, too. So that was kind of fun. But this was essentially what you got with the original toy. And this was the extent of roleplay for Wave 2. It started getting much better after that. They got some more traditional items from the movie and from the show. But for Wave 1 and 2, they gave you some fun little new things to expand the world a little bit. So why don't we get into a little demo of what the Ghost Zapper looks like in action. All right, here we go, nice and dark. I got a good focus, I think, on it. Here's that focus knob. Like I said, it depends on how far you are. You can make it focus a little bit better. And there's a yellow button on the bottom that animates it a little bit. So you could have the characters hop up and down a little bit to make it look like they're moving. Now, this is a Hopper Ghost here. Next up, we have Stay Puft. Everyone recognizes Stay Puft. He has his mouth that moves up and down. And then we have Gozer the Gozerian from the movie here. So we have her look here jumping up and down, or its look. It doesn't really have a gender. Then we have Slimer. Of course, Slimer, he could also move up and down. Then we have, I think this is based on Bad to the Bone, which is one of the ghost characters we'll see in the second wave. But it's this giant skullhead ghost. And then we have a Terror Dog. So we have a nice fun Terror Dog, and his mouth can move up and down with the animation feature. And back to the Hopper Ghost. Let's check out Disc 2. And on to the legendary Disc 2. We start with Gash, a very popular one from the Real Ghostbusters. You can see his motion works pretty well here. And then next we have what I want to call an eye visor ghost. He's got these little flames that pop up and down as he eyes go up. And then we have a bus ghost. He's wearing that little hat there, driving the bus. His mouth moves. And then we have, I think this is like a Mohawk ghost. He's got a giant Mohawk I don't really know if he has any other name to him over here. This is unique. I don't think this was ever in the show. This is like only shown here on the disc, and it was like the one that was used in the promo on Wave 4 for you to get this guy. So you could have this guy here move around, raise the roof, and his eyes move up and down. And then last, we have this little troll ghost with a, looks like a New York hat on there. So his eyes go up and down, he changes the expression. And then that's really it. We get back to Gash. So interesting disc. It's got a classic Real Ghostbusters villain in there, and then a bunch of other ones. So this is the legendary Disc 2. Hope you enjoyed that. If you were a real Ghostbusters fan, I hope that was a treat for you, because not a lot of people get to see Disc 2. Some people don't even know it exists, but it does exist. It was a mail-away offer, and you could actually get it. Not everyone put in for it, but it's there. It's incredibly rare. I've only ever seen 2 of these come up on eBay in the past like 5 years, so it's very, very rare. But you can occasionally have the chance to grab one. I would act quick because they disappear really fast. So you got 2 discs. This came with the Ghost Zapper back in Wave 1. This was the original roleplay toy. This came as a mail away in Wave 4. And this came available in Wave 2. So this is your Wave 1 and 2 roleplay items. So we're going to be going to some more interesting ones, some more relevant ones that actually tie into the show and the movie as time goes on. But they wanted to create a little bit of world building, something else. So this is fun to be able to see slides of the ghosts and zap them with that little sound effect. And this gave you the chance to knock them over with a little popper. So something cool. We did our role play here. We covered Wave 1 and 2. So now we're going to get to the figures of Wave 2 and 1 vehicle. So that will be our next, we'll just do that next week. So that will be our next time we're looking at our Real Ghostbusters series. And we're going to be continuing all the way through Wave 10. We're going to be covering everything. So yeah, everything. It's going to be quite extensive. All the role play, all the figures, all the vehicles, everything. So come back for more. It's going to take us time. I mean, we're going to try to do a wave a month. There's a lot each wave. So we'll be wrapping up Wave 2 at the end of February, and then we'll start Wave 3 in March. So this will take us most of the year, ending around Halloween, which is perfect. And then we'll be covering all the Ghostbuster stuff. And then we'll have a bonus item in there, because around Comic-Con this year in San Diego, we'll finally be getting that Ecto-Glow copter that never released from Wave 10. So that will put a nice coda on wrapping up everything that was ever shown in the card bags at that point. That is all for this time. Like, subscribe, and follow. See you guys next time.